Todd, it's really great to see you and South Carolina. If you could, just please describe the season so far for the Gamecocks.
Thank you. First of all, it's good to be with you, and can't wait to have your crew, the team, and all the great Alabama fans come over to Williams-Brice Stadium. It's great to have a blue blood over there. We hope to do a little bit better than we did a week ago when we had Oklahoma in town. But the season we probably, Roger, didn't manage expectations early on, in my opinion, compared to what we had last year. Ranked number 11 in the preseason polls, despite the fact that our front four all were drafted in the first four rounds. We lost to those guys except for Dylan Stewart, our All-American defensive end. And then on offense, we lost those three interior offensive linemen, center and both guards. I thought we would replace our secondary guys. Nicky Emmanwori is a first-round draft choice safety that goes out, but we had some good players there. And then we had to replace all of our linebackers. I think we've done a good job with the exception of really our offensive line is not performing well at all interior. A year ago, we got in the transfer portal, two guards that helped us, not only helped us, may have been the best players on the offensive line at the time, and were tough, gave us an edge, and we started running the ball midway through the season. This year, it just has not gone well at all. I think everybody agrees, and I'm a little somewhat surprised that there's been some knocks on Lenore Sellers, our quarterback, throughout this year, when I think little has had to do with his play. We're just not as efficient running the football, certainly not protecting him, getting behind on the chains. And I think we should have seen this coming a little bit. Having said that, I agree with Shane, what he said this week, which is he blamed it on himself, but he's saying we're not meeting the expectations of this team. We're not playing to the level that they should be playing at. I think that is the case. We're not playing as well as we should be, but I was one that was pumping the brakes on, being number 11 in the country at the beginning of the season. And usually, as you know, you got a quarterback like the Todd plays with or that we play with in Lenoris this year, that kind of pumps up everything. But as we all know, there's a lot of other issues that are moving around because of that. So I would say it's been a little disappointing, but I'm not totally surprised where we are in the record right now. I knew there'd be some rough sledding.
So, looking at that South Carolina offense led by a former Alabama quarterback and head coach Mike Shula as the offensive coordinator, what's it going to take for this offense to really get going? Does it start at the line of scrimmage like you alluded to?
It does. My thing has always been with this team and most teams in the conference is first down. My gosh, we have done a terrible job either in penalties. Up until last week, I think we'd had 17 false starts or pre-snap penalties on the offense alone. And you get behind the chains regarding those issues, and we're not a very good team, like most in the conference are, because of all the good athletes on defense. So to me, it starts with not only play calling, but production and concentration on first down. Most people like that 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 situation. A lot of plays in the playbook they can get that done with. I'll take Lenore Sellers on 3rd and 6, but we've been struggling to get to 3rd and 6. I mean, that guy can create over anything. So offensively, I think we need to be creative on first down and try to get some more yards, even just a couple, to let Lenoris go free. The other one is I feel like we're at times not playing to his greatest strengths, which is movement. That's not necessarily running, although I think him running the ball and direct quarterback runs 10, 11 times a game is appropriate. He's also really seems to get pumped up and get rhythm on the run, movement plays, bootlegs, things of that nature. I would like to see us go to that. But, I'm no offensive coordinator. When they start paying you and I to do, we'll go and make these second guesses related to that. But in watching it and what I think Lenoris does well, and when he gets going in a game, I think those are factors that we're missing right now. And basically, that's been because we've been behind the chains on first down.
And then trying to help out Lenore Sellers on this offense, who are some of his go-to targets, both as wide receivers, tight ends, and then who can help him in the running game?
Yes, I think we brought in 7 wide receivers, and all of them, when I've watched them in practice, are exceptional. Many of them were playing in the ball games. They're good. I think they're going to be really good. And we've had that. We've had a breakout player this year in Vandrevis Jacobs. a transfer in the second year of the program, is the leading receiver right now. He's been impressive to me. Goes over the middle, catches the short yardage plays and makes runs and can go deep on you. Really impressed with how Jacobs has improved in his second year into the system. And of course, Nick Harbor is a massive threat out and outside. He's 6'4.5", 235 pounds. He's one of the fastest youths in America. He ran a 10, 11, 100-meter dash, and is an exceptional athlete. There's a threat all the time. I don't like on the running backs. We don't have the big bruiser that we probably need. 228-pound Matthew Fuller's been playing a lot lately. He's not been utilized much in the passing game. But I think we can put in Faison, Oscar Attaway, who was a returner from a year ago, and Matthew Fuller in the backfield, and they're pretty darn good. Our problem has not been those athletes getting the ball. It's been blocking for them. So I think the weapons are there. We're not the most explosive team that's out there that I see all the time, but we're capable of that, I think, if we can just protect a little bit better.
Then on the other side of the ball, what's the strength of this Carolina defense?
I think overall, it's probably Clayton White. I think he's a fantastic defensive coordinator, number one. I think he calls a great game. He plays what I would play against a modern offense in the Southeastern Conference, and that is absolutely try to stop the run, play pressure on the outside with big 6-foot corners who are athletes. If you get burned there a couple of times, such as the way, other teams recruit great players as well, that's going to happen. But you force other teams to make quick decisions, get rid of the ball. And we've been pretty good at that. So I would say the overall scheme is pretty good. Dylan Stewart is an absolute game wrecker when he's been healthy. People talk about his numbers. His numbers are great this year. His numbers and tackles are up. Tackles for a loss are about the same. They double team him all the time. And that's why Brian Thomas Jr. on the other side, not the only reason. Brian Thomas Jr. is talented, but he's certainly getting more one-on-ones. And then we've got a guy named Fred Johnson, who I think is one of these linebackers you're going to be talking about. We're all going to be talking about in the next couple of years in the middle, and some transfers that have moved into there. But I like our corners. I like, obviously, Dylan Stewart. I think we're a solid team. We're just trying to rotate a lot of people in the middle like everybody's doing now. But it's just an overall scheme. I don't, there's times we've not stopped the run well. And I give credit to the other teams who've done that in a lot of ways. But as Southeastern Conference football goes, we played well enough on defense that we should be winning more games.
Then I'm curious your thoughts on this Alabama team when you've watched them over the last few weeks, especially your perspective as a former quarterback. What are you seeing right now from Ty Simpson?
Yeah, we've got Shane call-in show tomorrow night, Roger. And one of the things I talked about, or I'm going to talk to him about is listen, I remember how bad the Alabama nation was feeling after that first ball game. And that's kind of how it feels right now with us. We were like stunned after the loss last week. We looked very bad at times. Like I remember Alabama in that first ball game looking very bad at times. So it gives you hope that it can rebound, number one. But the biggest thing is I think Ty Simpson got rid of the football faster. So somebody talked to him pretty good about not holding on to it, which is shock what young quarterbacks do when they come in the league. And he's gotten over that faster. He's more athletic than I think people believed he would be and can escape at times. Only times I see him get in troubles if he holds the ball and gets, a loss yardage play, and then the team suffers. But other than that, been incredibly impressed what Coach DeBoer has done to push away that first ball game and get back and improve incrementally. I mean, you would know better, but what I've seen is that it looks like every game there's a facet of the Crimson Tide team that has, improved over that period of time. And that's really what a fan base is really looking for. At the end of the day, nobody's holding you accountable considering the teams that Alabama plays and we play week in and week out. It's not always going to go well. And I think fans realize that, but they want to see improvement. And I think the Alabama team and Coach DeBoer's staff have done an excellent job regarding that. So it's balanced, powerful, big again. Defensively, the athletes have been there in a lot of ways. And for the most part, I think it played exceptionally well. So we know it's a huge challenge. They're rightfully ranked where they are right now from what I see. Anytime you got a quarterback who's making plays, accurate in his throws, not holding the football, I think this Alabama team is going to be pretty hard to beat.
We're looking forward to Saturday, Alabama against South Carolina. It's the first time, Todd, we've been in Columbia for football since 2019. Do you have any advice or things to check out for Alabama fans who are making their first trip in quite a while to Williams-Brice Stadium?
Yeah, and I think our city, like a lot of southern cities, is becoming more progressive in the last couple of years. There's a lot more things entertainment wise to see. Go to the Vista in Columbia and walk around. For older folks, are mostly the people that travel and young people that come in. There's certainly the great bars and restaurants related to that. If you really got time, come in on Thursday, go to the zoo. I know that sounds crazy, but we have an incredible zoo. It's one of the best in the nation. It's also right near downtown. And of course, we have the two rivers, which is a big part of our process. If you like that walkway and going around there, you'll get the feel of it. But the Crimson Tide people are used to traveling to these great SEC schools. I think they'll figure it out like our folks do. But we sure appreciate everybody coming over, and we hope it's another electric game. That's what we're always at. I mean, last year was unbelievable, obviously, and Bryant Denny in a game which we could have won, and obviously Alabama did the things to win the ball game. So we're hoping for a competitive ball game, and we're glad to have everybody coming in.
Yeah, we look forward to the trip. Williams-Brice Stadium, always loud. Well, Todd, thank you so much for the time you've given us. All the best. We look forward to seeing you on Saturday. Thank you.
Safe travels, everybody.